Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we are on Daybreak. Sorry, Cloud Kingdom.
Kingdom, my friend.
We are on Cloud Kingdom. I'm just looking
Yes.
forward to the Daybreak game. That's going to be the most interesting
it's going to
one.
be beautiful.
It is.
So this game, last time we saw pretty much Medulin not do that well yesterday. That she went, it's a pretty feminine name, Medulin, went for a 3 base play, but didn't get enough of an economy to really support that. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this one comparative to yesterday.
It is. And Medulin is spawning at the bottom position here on Cloud Kingdom, whereas Daveathor spawned at the top position on the right. Daveathor, I think, will be going for the same build. He built a pylon in a pretty conservative position. Some of the new styles Protoss have been doing, new styles of wall-offs, build a pylon either here near the ledge, and then you follow it up with a forge and a gateway here. That makes it so that you can build the cyber core here, you have the forge here, so it makes it more difficult for Zerg to see which one of those two, if any at all, you are chrono boosting. Some of the other styles also do the forge in base, and then you build your nexus on 15 and go to scouts. And you know, that is even harder. That is even harder to scout for the Zerg because they have to get their overlords all the way up here into this little corner. Exactly the same opening coming out for both of these players. So far, we do have the spawning pool. We do have the nexus going down. This probe is getting chased around this time. Yeah, it gets out. The hatch gets planted. Delayed by only about 30 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds. So not a huge deal.
It is a decent amount, and personally, this is also my favourite place to put the pylon, because you can do the 3 building wall off, which is my way of defending against the
early pools.
Yeah, the early pools, the 6 pool, which, you know, I'm not as competent a player as you, BelleNOiR, so I can't hide my forge in my main base and defend at the same time. I'm a terrible noob.
Well, yeah, it is more difficult to defend with probe micro and 1 cannon, because that's what you end up with when you build your forge in the main base.
Yes.
But you know, players that are competent and confident in their micro abilities, and you know, basically that they would be able to handle the situation correctly. They do it very frequently. We saw Huck was one of the first to start doing stuff like that. Just stop relying on wall-offs and hold position units and start using his probe micro a little bit more. But that was a while back. His top 3 control is not where it used to be.
Indeed.
Right, so natural finishing for the Zerg. A gas, very fast gas is being taken in the main of Medulin. Oh,
but here's the interesting element from Dave, if you would excuse me a moment.
Go ahead.
He snuck a probe out. He got the main one go back into his base, so Medulin thinks the probe has been chased back in and that he's safe, but at the same time, Dave's come up, he's seen no third, so he's instantly going to be suspicious. He's going to know something's going to be on the way, and this probe's going to go around, and he's going to get the information. He's going to know about the Roach Warren, and Dave's going to be so prepared for this that it's going to be impossible for Medulin to do what he needs to win this.
Okay, let's see if he actually sees the Roach Warren. He's going the wrong way around, and the Queen is not spotting the probe. The Queen could have killed the probe before the probe got a scout, and now he sees the Roach Warren, and he was even looking.
The Roach Warren is finished. It can't be cancelled. He sees both gas. All Dave needs to do is put down cannons, and he wins.
Yes, but is he going to do that? There's one more pylon going down there. Another pylon. He wants to triple power this cannon, quadruple, quintuple power even if he needs to. But what he really needs to be doing is start putting down some cannons immediately. The drone count is abysmal for Medulin for this stage of the game. 26 drones only, but he is producing more and more and more roaches. These cannons should finish by the time the roaches arrive at the front, because it takes them some time to cross the whole map.
The first roach will be there on his own, the cannon easily able to deal with that, but the later roaches will arrive after the cannons are done, and 3 cannons prepared will be more than enough to deal with this. It just depends on how long Medulin spends maxing up his units, and the ones that... Oh, he's gonna just get inside the wall safely. It's all going to come down to if Dave can focus fire well enough.
Oh, he's just doing that. Look at this, selecting all of the cannons and just clicking on the enemy roaches. He is trying to focus fire like a madman here. And with that Stalker out and another Stalker on the way, I think this is already done with. And Medulin should really go back to macro and try to put up a third base while containing his opponent and getting ready for a 2-base timing.
So the drones have started to come out. The macro hatchery is the choice here as opposed to anything else. And the Baneling nest is going down. So he just wants to outright roll through his opponent here, which is not the right choice. If Daveathor just gets any amount of sentries, he will win this. But he's adding Twilight Council.
Oh my god.
See the Dark Shrine.
No, I do not see the Dark Shrine neither. You would optimally need a lot more gas for that. I think this is just for Blink, and it's going to be a 7-gate +2 Blink timing attack. I feel like maybe only +1, because by investing a whole lot into those cannons, he just could not afford to start the +1 immediately. And this could very well kill Medulin straight up. I mean, this is a really strong build, and the best kind of defense versus this is getting early infestors, but he has roaches. Those are very weak versus this kind of army.
Not just the infestors, Hydralisks also very strong against pure Stalker armies, just based on the fact that they output an amazing amount of damage. But 13 Banelings will be rolling in long before Blink is finished. There's no sentries, but there's the money to warp in 5 of them, and upon seeing this, Dave will want to be doing that straight away. 5 sentries need to be getting warped in right now.
But there are 2 of them
coming in, and a Zealot. The sacrificial stalkers are outside of the base.
Oh, he's getting the forge. There goes a nice force field. Needs to stop wasting banelings. One of them gets inside the cannons. Those still stay alive. And with 3 banelings, he will not be able to bust this wall. Not versus 3 cannons trying to shoot those banelings down. Another attempt. The gateway goes down. Another force field, but it will not be enough. Though the 4 cannons are keeping everything alive, and the cybercore is still intact. Blink finishes just in time, which means those roaches are forfeit. They are already dead. Medulin has gone up and built a 3rd hatchery to get a macro hatch up. And I don't think he will be able to defend this. He is on 45 drones, which gives him enough money to produce out of those 3 hatches. But just, you know, lings and roaches, how are you going to deal with a ton of blink stalkers with this?
There is no way to deal with it. There is the probe heading out to make the expand. They're equal on their work account. Their production is it's just Zerglings coming out, and more gateways are being thrown down to compensate for the excessive amount of money Dave has, because he did have to bring in those sentries very low on the minerals. So he's going to be comfortably just pushing forward, and it's the counterattack that's going to cause problems for Dave. Oh, but his opponent chooses to pull the army back as opposed to going for the counterattack. The counterattack could have been one of his few hopes to at least force or slow down his opponent.
And here comes the attempted defense from Medulin, forcing out a couple of strong force field play. But how are we doing on the energy front with the sentries? 0 force fields available, 22 more lings on the way. Burrow!
It doesn't matter the quantity of force fields. His army is just so much bigger than his opponent's. And as long as he's consistently blinking well, he doesn't even need to blink well. He just goes straight in and he's killing his opponent. The drone count plummets, and Medulin's going to leave this. There's no chance.
He is. There's a smiley and the GG.